For this particular match, we're going to be seeing C3S4R780, got a little bit of an amalgamation of numbers in his name, versus MARISA. Cesar, being from Brazil, extremely strong player, was really, really well seeded in the qualifier. Actually, our 4th seeded competitor. Looking to do a pretty interesting run through the bracket, I imagine. Meanwhile, we've got MARISA from South Korea, seeded number 61 in the bracket, so barely making that cutoff, but still, out of a large number of players, pretty respectable feat. And these two will be squaring off after their warm-ups, which we'll be seeing hopefully shortly here. There we go. Looks like we're finally in the match.
All right. Oh, we were in the match for for a bit.
We had it, and then it's gone. It's like we're going in and out there. We almost got it.
Yeah, all right. Both of these players are really good. Who is the top seed for this one again?
The top seed for the tournament?
No, for this match.
So for this particular match, Cesar is seed number 4 in the bracket. Very, very good seeding. MARISA actually barely made the cutoff at seed number 61, and part of that actually is due in part to their qualifier score on the SV pick, which was seed 118. They barely breached 87%, which is a very very risky thing to do when you're trying to qualify for one of 64 spots with that many players in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's really, we had what, like almost 500 people and the top 64, which is really, you know, kind of close knit.
Yeah, the competition in this bracket was pretty stiff, especially given the overall turnout. So just like I said before, making it to the bracket stage in itself is commendable.
Definitely. And there are some really good players. I mean, we have Miyuka, Logan. I mean, there's quite a lot of good names out there.
We have somebody else in the room here, it looks like. I'm not familiar with why.
Someone's spectating. I think that's why.
Oh goodness, I didn't know you could do that in a private game.
Yeah, definitely. See, have a little bit of trouble here, but you know, everything is still being learned. I see.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on. There we go.
Oh, hey, we got it first time. We got the first match of round of 64 being played now.
Warm up Hachito floating difficulty. Is that what that is, or is that the name of it? Oh no. Hachito's the artist. Floating is the song.
Insane difficulty. 22.16.
Interested in seeing what kind of chart this is going to end up being here.
What's a good warm up, right? Some people like to actually warm up, and some people like to meme. We respect both players, though.
I had an interesting idea for a warm up for my match, but then I was like, I don't want to get the stream to cause a DMCA, so let me not.
Oh my god, I'm pretty sure that might happen. With a rhythm game, yeah.
Ooh, very, very good drop here. Just nice little hybrid drop, very busy. Long note of difficulty, not too particularly difficult in this, but let this showcase just how good Cesar is. Look at the difference in score right now. 99.84 to 99.27.
That's really good. And some of these releases, really quick releases into, you know, shields, that's pretty ridiculous. Plus some mini jacks going on. And that 99.86 is not to be messed with.
Yeah, just continuing to rise here. Certainly not a bad showing by MARISA either, but as you would expect with this kind of seed disparity, Cesar is just absolutely outclassing MARISA at the moment. Yo, this chart low-key looks really fun.
There's some really good math. Honestly, this charting is really interesting, but it's also really intensive for me because I'm just really bad at jacks.
And the more and more I sit here just looking at the stream overlay that we have by Janko, the more and more I'm just so happy to actually be able to see it in action. Just so much is so visible and so clear, and I really, really like it.
Shout out to Swan and Janko. Swan for making this tournament overlay thing possible, and also for making the game, of course. But other than that, actually making the overlay be possible like this is incredible.
Yeah, this client looks pretty, no doubt about it.
So, and Janko made the client, and Swan made it possible. Sorry, made the overlay, and Swan made it possible. That's the word.
There you go. You got it. It took you 2 tries, but you're there. Warm-up's wrapping up here. And wow, look at the ratio difference. Oh my goodness. 4 greats. Probably that's 11-to-1 ratio there.
4 misses, man.
You mean 234 misses. Get it right.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Looking at the overlay, I think they had played one of the warm-ups already, so I think they might be finished. Because I saw Cesar had a point already. Yeah, it looks like they're done here.
Yeah, it started a bit early, unfortunately, but I mean, man, things happen.
So at this point, we should be seeing the rolls to determine the first ban, and then we're going to get on to the first actual match. Should be given the link. That's Cesar giving a kind hello. Hello, Cesar. We see you too. Nope. Didn't see the results there, but Cesar rolled and decided to pick first from the roll, so Marisa is picking the first ban. Doesn't seem like much of a pick there, but it seems like Cesar was the one who won the roll in any case. I honestly can't even say what Cesar is going to want to ban. Oh, wow. Is Cesar... Oh, my God. Cesar said the roll was 99 to 97.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. Woo. 99 to 97. Oh, it was pre-stream. That's crazy.
Let's give a shout out to my Pecker because he's like really new to this and he's learning, and I want to say he's doing a really good job.
Shout outs indeed. What is Cesar gonna ban here? Like, honestly. Again, Cesar is just so well-rounded. His qualification scores were very good, and there was no really standout weakness that would be relevant now. His lowest score in terms of seed was the stage 4 score, but it was still a 99.85. So
he can do it either 2 ways. He could probably just think about what, like, because, like, do we know what Marisa's like weaknesses are based on qualifiers?
So I could tell you right now, looking at qualifiers, Marisa is compared to Cesar, is comparatively deficient in long notes, 98.8% on the qualifier, which was still good enough for seed 47, but when you couple that against Cesar, who was seed number 5 with a 99.78, that's a bit different.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do at that point? Oh, Bispy coming out, the SV memorization pick.
Okay, so we have one of the SV picks gone, and that's understandable. This is a pretty tricky to learn chart. I'm really interested to see how the accuracy picks will go about here because, Cesar had I guess we could say the slightest of holes overall. Just the slightest. Might not be exploitable at this level, but maybe something notable for deeper in the bracket as the difficulties start to escalate a little bit more.
Yume.
I dare you to ban Yume. Oh, we're going to knock... Okay, Cesar knocking out the... that's the speed pick, Pop and Shower.
Oh, yeah, I was talking to Cesar earlier where he just basically said he wanted to ban Pop and Shower because he doesn't like the song.
That's unfortunate.
Honestly, props. I agree.
And at this point, I expect I don't know. I have no idea what the first pick is going to be here. This is a completely new tournament environment. So many new players or players I'm not the most familiar with. And the qualifiers themselves aren't going to be enough information here given how much of the field was cut.
Definitely. And it's really interesting because now, like, there's no idea what... Ooh, something might have happened to my Pecker.
Pecker just died. And he just...
Yeah.
Easy clap. And it looks like the LN pick, Koigokoro, excuse me. Was that the actual pick?
I think.
Looks like it might have been there. Cesar going LN time. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, these weird, trilly inverses can definitely trip people up. I don't think Cesar's got any problems with that.
It's so strange too because at a glance this chart doesn't look all that difficult, but the releases are quite uncomfortable in some spots. It looked a lot more fluent as a player. It looked a lot more fluent than what it actually ended up being, and I was a little bit taken aback by it.
Yeah, it's interesting because you think you're fine, but these releases, especially with Quaver LNs, LN releases are definitely different than what a lot of these players might be used to.
For sure. All right, off to the races. And
why did it show 3 people there?
Because
I think I might know. I know why.
Is Koshipin still in there?
Well, no, I know why. No, more problems. Because, so another thing is that when you get kicked out of the multi-lobby, you can't see them. We good?
Yeah. C3S4R made a mention of the internet not being all that stable on his end.
Ooh, that's not good.
Would it be safe to assume that, I guess, C3S4R was the one who dropped there?
It could have been, yeah.
Still waiting for MARISA to show up in the lobby. Internet in Brazil is never stable. Oh, geez. The times that we could probably cite that particular thing for other rhythm games for sure.
I think it's more along the lines of when people have unstable internet and they disconnect midway, it causes problems among the rest of the players.
For sure. I've definitely experienced that a number of times in the Quaver multiplayer. At the very least, C3S4R's blaming his own internet. You can run with that.
Yeah, we're not the problem.
It's all C3S4R's fault.
Yep, we're just waiting on MARISA now.
Come on. There we go. We have people. This is good. Hopefully it doesn't kick Tennerizer. Yeah, let's cross our fingers.
We can do it. Take 2, guys.
Yes. And hopefully that's it. Hopefully we can just go smoothly from here. Let's do it. Let's get this off on the right foot. Come on, guys.
All right, 25 minutes in, and we're getting to the first map. I believe.
There we go. Looks like we might be good to go here, hopefully. I hope.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, and we are finally off to the races on the Quaver official tournament, round of 64. Took a little time, but we are there. It's 2 players facing off to try to get to the round of 32.
Already starting really strong with a 9. Wait, I was gonna say 99.9.
Your curse, and it was only a few seconds within the song. This is awesome.
We know how this tournament's gonna go.
Oh, MARISA struggling with those separated releases. Those are really difficult to get right because they actually overlap between hands.
Definitely, and with Quaver, again, different engine makes it a bit difficult to kind of figure out when you should release, unless you really practice that.
For sure. MARISA's back up above 99%, but again, just a commanding lead at this point. It's not even close at the moment, and we would kind of expect as such here.
Come on, I want the underdog to win.
Always. You always want that.
It's like we know who's gonna win, but we want the other person to win.
Give them a fighting chance.
Yeah, but we're still, about halfway through the song, or almost getting to halfway mark, and still such a strong lead by C3S4R with a 99.74.
Yeah, we're looking at 0.7% of a lead here, and potentially growing. Although MARISA's actually climbing a little bit. Actually took on some of the tougher LNs in that section without taking any damage, so that's a good thing for them. If C3S4R were to miss, that could be some help.
Yeah, that miss could actually be pretty good, but again, it will have to be a little bit more than a miss, I think.
Yeah, he'd have to break, I think, 3 or 4 times. It'd have to be just a complete misread or mistime of releases.
Hey, anything's possible, but those quick releases are definitely difficult to accurate. I saw MARISA drop slightly from them.
2/3 of the way through here, a little bit of a tougher section here. I find this section to be pretty damn hard, personally.
Yeah, the quick releases definitely can trip people up.
quick releases and some strange overlaying between hands too. It definitely requires a lot of coordination.
But both players are on an FC, so.
Yeah, we're down to the last chorus here. Difficulty doesn't change too much, so unless something absolutely disastrous happens, C3S4R should probably take this convincingly. And MARISA on the climb there, 99.20.
It wasn't too bad though. I mean, Marisa's really putting on a good show.
And song on its way wrapping up, and pretty substantial lead there. Looks like we're going to see C3S4R finish with a almost 0.5 lead, 0.47 lead. Very good ratio, 170 perfects, 10-1 Marvs to perfects. Meanwhile, we got 2.5-1 by MARISA. Like, this is kind of the whole strong LN that we expect C3S4R to have. Again, he was a top 5 qualifier on the long note pick, so that's
that ratio is that ratio is really good. Not only just because, you know, it's really good in LN specifically because those releases, again, you know, the ratio tends to go all over the place unless you're really consistent.
Yeah. 10-1 on a map like that is very impressive. Just showcasing, flexing that LN for sure. See where MARISA is going to attack.
Did anyone catch that? C3S4R didn't have volume.
How the hell do you get a ratio that good with no sound?
He said, "Oh, my volume's at 0."
Stream. He said he was hearing the stream.
Oh my god.
Okay, so even more commendable. Okay, because not only are you not hearing the sound? Okay, you would rather have no sound in this case than the stream because you're listening to the stream and the stream is offset from your taps. Okay.
Oh, it's like delayed. You have to basically think of the ahead of it.
You are seconds behind. To get 10-1 ratio long notes with the audio being that far off is absolutely berserk. This it's not even no sound. It's sound that's like 5 seconds behind.
It's crazy too because at least when you have like no sound, you can hear your taps and kind of offset to your taps. But now you have the taps plus the stream. It's crazy. that is crazy.
Unbelievable. MARISA going with Halcyon. Wow. So we're striking back with a long note pick. That's kind interesting.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you know, maybe that would be the last thing you would do. And also the client, I don't know if anyone caught that, but the client has now a skip feature, so you can press your skip button and you can skip pretty much.
That's right. I remember there was I remember playing in multiplayer. There was like a 1-minute gap.
Yeah, let's see if that happens this time because you need everyone to skip.
Oh, yep. Someone might not have skipped.
Yeah, well.
We're gonna do this on stream here. Kibitz, cut your damn songs.
we're gonna point him out.
We're gonna point out Kibitz, Mr. Apex Predator, who somehow manages to be, you know, top tier at that game, but also here, cut your damn songs.
Some intense Quaver gameplay. Respectable.
We're there. Oh, there it goes.
Alrighty, starting off. Ooh, MARISA dropping slightly on the intro right there.
Yeah, it's like a pretty serious sequence of. I guess there was a bunch of greats in there at the start.
Oh, so just me, or do they switch spots?
They did switch spots. I don't know why that happened. That definitely threw me off.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Like, why does MARISA have a 9980 on this? This is not expected. So yeah, and this is a good section to see the like contrast and structure between Koigo and this.
Definitely. They're very, very different styles of LN.
Oh, we're still seeing the SVs despite NSV on.
Oh no.
Just as a quick reminder, the players do have the no SV mod enabled, so they do not see that SV while they're playing, but the client is showing it.
Well, we tried.
At least the SV is not too difficult to spot out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
C3S4R, once again, absolutely commanding lead, 99.85, almost 0.7% up again, and this is really difficult, this section here. Very difficult to get good timing.
Right now, I mean, both players are above a 99, which is still respectable, but C3S4R with that insane ratio.
Yeah, both players keeping their combos intact too. No drops from any misreads happening here. Also, more impressively, I'm not seeing too many goods from MARISA. It's just a lot of greats, probably from underholding or transitional struggling.
Oh yeah.
And believe me, there are a lot of tough transitions here on the hands if you're going for really good accuracy.
Just the weird like inverses and mix of all these noodles just can definitely mess you up with ratio, especially these releases.
Yeah, it's not quite inverse, but it's dense. It's definitely dense in terms of covering your playfield, no doubt about that.
Yeah, I'm still learning my technicalities. I'm sorry.
No. I mentioned this as inverse earlier on. I'm calling myself out there.
Let's see if we're gonna see the crazy SV that Kibitz apparently didn't put in.
That's kind of cute. That's not too bad. See, there's some bits of inverse there. So there's a little bit there.
Yeah, that would be inverse, definitely.
MARISA's percentage climbed quite a bit here, 99.30 at arguably one of the harder parts of the chart, too. Hopefully tells you this pick was banked on the confidence to be able to handle the ending. That's a reliable strategy to have for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if you know what your opponent is not very that good at, then you can hopefully, maybe they'll break towards that specific point in this chart,
Yeah. That song concludes here. C3S4R winning by just under 0.5% there. Again, tremendous ratio. This is just purely outclassing at this point.
Definitely. But both players really putting on a good show. But those two greats,
No goods by either player. So no disastrous LN slip-ups by either player. So MARISA clearly had some confidence on this pick.
Yeah, definitely did much better than last pick too.
Yeah, absolutely. Much better proficiency. And we're seeing the SV pick coming out from C3S4R, Yume. MARISA clearly not satisfied with that pick. Yeah.
Ooh, everyone has NSV on. So let's make sure that gets taken off.
Guys, Yume is too easy for round of 64 with SVs off. Please and thanks. There we go. All right, everybody readied up here?
Not for nothing. Things have been going smooth once we kind of got the feel for it.
Yeah, we're still just, like I said, just little bits of things here and there, and it's all right. I imagine the first stream for OS when the tournament client came out was probably not that good either, because lots of uncharted water.
Wasn't it like made just for the World Cup or something? I heard really quickly.
Yeah, I believe that's the history of it. Then it became an integral part, as it should be.
All right, both players. C3S4R are keeping a really strong accuracy in the beginning, but it is pretty slow, which could trip up players. That's why I think MARISA might not be familiar with the quick, jumps.
Well, if there's anything we can see here, it's that MARISA does understand the timing of the bump SVs. Oh, missed red one there, though.
Yeah, the LNs there are you have to hit them earlier than you think.
Yep. Yeah, this chart is all very deceptive visually, especially at the end. There are a lot of LNs that you have to listen to the music, because if you try to go visually, you will get late judgments.
Definitely, and C3S4R is insane accuracy right now, 99.9. Oh, never mind.
No, you can still get it back. 99.9 basically, 99.89 at the moment, going down a little bit.
We're hurting him.
Oh. MARISA did not have this part practiced, it looks like.
Yeah, that part is really trippy.
And I mean, at this point, you can call this one a wrap pretty early. Cesar is up by literally 6% at this point. Tremendous accuracy, sitting at 99.84 on this.
Both players, though. I mean, yeah, honestly, this is not too easy to. It is pretty easy, but you know, when you're not used to SVs and haven't practiced this too much, you can definitely just, you know, the accuracy is definitely not going to be there.
When we get to this next part here, after this part, we get some of the LNs that kind of pushed themselves to the target a little bit quicker. Oh, got a little bit of delay here.
Do we have? Is it gonna? Oh, we're good.
Came back.
I think that was just desync.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, pay attention here. The LNs are just a little rushed earlier, visually, just a little bit. Right there. Those are so difficult.
They're so deceptive. You have to hit very early.
If you rush your, or if you try to rely visually, you will get late judgments. You need to rely on the music.
100%. I remember when I was trying to grind this one out because I love this SV map. Definitely, that was the biggest thing I noticed, is to hit earlier than you think.
Yeah, for the ending, absolutely. And as the song winds down here, we see Cesar concluding with what will probably be just above, or no, at 99.75 probably, in that general area.
Commanding. He's gonna get a great? Wow.
Nope. 4 grades, 73 perfects. Very good ratio.
Yeah, that is like insane. Very definitive win.
Indeed, and I believe that puts Cesar at match point, currently up 3-0, I believe. Yeah, that would be 3-0. And MARISA going with Desire Dream, so a little bit more of a denser pick here. General hope could be, you know, obviously to outact, but also to have the other player lose focus, which can happen when you're dealing with, you know, that denser structure.
Definitely. Yeah, this is kind of fun.
did we get lucky? Look at that.
Oh my god, are we good?
Let's go.
Oh, that was weird for us.
It's all good.
Right, so far very consistent between both players, but
MARISA is actually holding very close. There was actually a bit of a blink there showing them in the lead.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, they were really neck and neck right there. Good accuracy, and you know, I mean, it's still, you know, pretty up there.
Yeah, this is pretty close. No clear leader at the moment. We still got a lot of song left. Ooh, Cesar taking a little bit of a dip in ratio. This is getting very close. Look at the difference.
Oh my god, yeah, but now we got the more intensive. Oh, MARISA taking it.
Cesar's ratio getting a little bit out there. I'm looking at his error bar. It's quite unstable.
Wow, MARISA holding it.
Yeah. 0.1% more at this point. Cesar's having some surprising difficulty on this.
This is all a consistency game at this point. I mean, MARISA just has to hold, you know, what they've been doing up until this point, and they can secure this.
That's it. That's all that needs to happen here. It's just repeating and holding as best as we can.
Remember, this is a game about, you know, is something going to happen, and can I keep my own?
That's it. MARISA taking a tiny dip there. Cesar is not too far behind now, only 0.02 of 1%. And that lead is narrowing. It is very close.
That is basically identical. Oh my god. Oh no, it's being taken by Cesar now.
In the first break, MARISA was up by 1/100%. In this break, Cesar up by 1/100%, but MARISA's trying to pull it back.
Oh, this is really close too. They're both steady. But MARISA dropping a little bit, and so Cesar dropped as well. Cesar taking a huge drop.
MARISA splitting a transition there, and their scores are back to being even. They are still, look at this gap is so close.
Oh no, MARISA dropped really heavily there though. That might secure it, but we don't know yet. Cesar's also dropping as well.
Yeah, we've still got density carrying a little bit longer.
My god.
Cesar dropping again, and MARISA takes it back. Cesar having issues with some cohesion on the split jumps.
This could be it.
One more section. No, we're done here. And it looks like Oh, careful. That's it. Marisa fighting off match point there and actually stealing a pick away. Score is now 3-1. Match is not over just yet.
Very good job from Marisa. Really just showing how, they can really push through with consistency. That was all that match was. And that was really, showing that they can do it.
Yeah, this is one of the things where and for anybody who went through the process of trying to predict brackets here, this is one of the most difficult things. Is the pools are at a difficulty that are very hard to gauge how the statistically advantageous player is going to perform, and this is just a great example here. Not always that easy to pick, and it looks like C3S4R is responding back with Lost Memory. And Lost Memory does get uprated very slightly here. Runs at 1.05 rate, so we're going to be seeing this at about 200 BPM, just shy of it. Yeah, it's not that comfortable. It's the gap between notes in this is a bit wide. All right, here we go. Song number 5 on this round of 64 pick. C3S4R on match point. Currently 3-1. Marisa fighting to stay in the winners bracket. Gonna have to steal a point here, and this is pure consistency. No games, just as good accuracy as possible.
Very steady. Marisa taking the early game, but C3S4R seems to have a slight issue with the slow parts of this.
See, the interesting thing about this is the pacing on this map doesn't change too much. We don't get any dense bursts or anything. This is as fast as it gets. We just get increases in density, of course. So we're gonna have to see how the players handle the increase in density overall. It seems like Marisa's a bit more precise on slower sections here.
Definitely, that consistency is really showing, they're bearing fruit basically.
And right before the density begins here, we have a 1/100% lead. Oh, switching over to C3S4R, and here we go. It's about to get started.
The long jacks can screw people up.
And off to the rates as we go.
C3S4R holding really strong at a 99.88. Marisa also holding steady, but...
And climbing. I have not seen a yellow circle come from C3S4R yet since starting this section. Oh my gosh. Look at him go.
Insanely consistent. 99.91 right now.
Still climbing. Marisa doing not all that bad, but C3S4R absolutely tearing this apart. I don't know if there were any perfects in that section.
I didn't see any. I just saw white the entire time.
That might have been an X-rated section there. Just absolutely destroyed.
And climbing still. 99.93.
Marisa trying to hold on. Still very good accuracy, but absolutely up against a massive wall here. All that needed to happen, it seemed like, was just for C3S4R to find that window. And now he's just good to go. The pace doesn't stop. Sitting very comfortably at 99.93. A little bit of a break here. We lose that percussion. You might see some early hits from C3S4R here. Yeah, look at that error bar. It's leaning pretty far left. There we go.
Get to the second density part coming up relatively soon.
Yeah, last quarter of the song here, C3S4R comes with a massive lead here. In order for Marisa to stay alive, C3S4R is going to need to drop accuracy tremendously, but with me saying that, his act goes up another 100th of a point there. It's a little bit denser here. This is such a good song, by the way.
Sakuzio just makes bangers.
Always.
Again, holding 99.94. This guy just is insane. C3S4R is crazy.
He's very comfortable in this. And Marisa's actually having some trouble. There's some late greats coming out, just trying to hold on. Looks like they will both get the full combo there, but C3S4R finishing off with what looks to be a 99-95. This ratio is going to be absurd once everything is said and done. Look at that. MARISA with a 10 grade FC, about 4-to-1 ratio, but C3S4R, perfect full combo, and that ratio looks to be 30 to, I think that might be, yeah, a little over 30 to 1 there.
30 to 1. That's insane. Just that very, like, talk about consistency. That's what this is kind of testing, and C3S4R has that.
Can we get a graph of C3S4R there? I want to see that first section.
I guess it won't let him switch.
No, yeah, I guess not.
Maybe double click on C3S4R, perhaps. Maybe I'm not sure.
Oh, we don't get to see it. I was definitely interested in the first section because I'm fairly certain I didn't see any perfects in that first section. The first end section. That was just absolutely mutilated.
Insane.
But yeah, with that, C3S4R concludes this match with a 4-to-1 victory over MARISA, and C3S4R will be waiting for the result of Orca and Revenant sometime this weekend. Meanwhile, MARISA will face off against the loser of the Orca and Revenant match. So, good performance by both of them, and we will see them next round, no matter what. But their opponent to be determined.
Yeah, definitely, and good playing from both. You know, that was a great match actually. That
I was very pleasantly surprised by the result on Desire Dream. That was excellent. That was kudos to both there. Made it a very intense showing.
I was jumping out of my seat. I was like, oh my god, this is close.
And how fitting, we actually get something very good for the very first match like that, you know. And you look at the seeds, it was 3 versus 60. 4 versus 61. I apologize. And to get something like that when you have those edges of the bracket like that, that's great. You know, that's a great start.